What if Whitney Houston's most guarded secret had nothing to do with Bobby Brown, or even Kevin Costner, but with a power broker hiding in plain sight? Imagine discovering that the woman hailed as the Voice was drifting through a storm of hidden alliances, jealous stares, and whispered payoffs powerful enough to bend an entire industry. Buckle up, this isn't the pop princess fairy tale you think you know. It's the backstage maze Bobby Brown insists cost him his marriage and may have pushed Whitney toward her tragic end. From the moment Whitney's silk-smooth vocals blasted out of every speaker in the early 90s, the clubs of New York began vibrating with a new kind of electricity. One floor below those flashing lights, a young intern named Sean Puff Combs was racing tapes between Uptown Records in his dorm room office, already dreaming of an empire. Social circles overlapped fast, industry mixers at the Tunnel, pre-Grammy hotel suites, and late-night studio lock-ins where bodyguards swore they saw two future icons slip behind soundproof doors. Years later, we'd all hear Diddy's fingerprints on the 2002 remix of Whitney's "What You Lookin' At?", proof they'd shared more than a passing handshake. But as Bobby Brown tells it, those studio marathons were only the first flicker of something darker. Brown kept quiet for years, but the silence shattered during his 2022 A and E doc series. He stared straight into the lens and said, "There were kings in this business who kept popping up where they didn't belong, right inside my marriage." Fans thought he was venting. Then, in a jittery 2025 podcast clip now ricocheting across TikTok, Bobby sharpened the claim. The same king who keeps landing in court today was buzzing around Whitney back then, pushing, pulling, whatever it took. The internet went feral, matching timelines, pairing paparazzi shots of Whitney leaving Club Exit in 2001 with photos of Diddy's entourage minutes later. No lawsuit, no affidavit, just smoke that refused to clear. And smoke, as every gossip blog knows, usually means a hidden flame. That flicker became a 5-alarm blaze the moment federal prosecutors unsealed a sex ring indictment against Diddy in spring 2025. Week 3 was the shocker. Former executive assistant Capricorn Clark spilled details of skybox parties and let slip Whitney Houston's name while describing VIP rosters. The gallery gasped, headlines detonated, and suddenly a star gone for over a decade was trending as if she'd just walked the red carpet. Cameras captured every raised eyebrow when the court played a muffled voicemail, allegedly Whitney calling Diddy Puff, before the judge slapped a seal on the tape. The prosecution never accused Whitney of wrongdoing, yet the mere echo of her voice dragged her legacy into a trial she never could have imagined. Bobby watched those broadcasts with seething déjà vu. 2 decades earlier, another name had stirred his jealousy: Kevin Costner. On The Bodyguard set in 1992, insiders whispered that the on-screen chemistry felt too authentic. Crew members recalled Costner lingering after takes, coaching Whitney on breath control, even shielding her from record label execs. One veteran grip, interviewed last year, said, "Their trailer doors shut and the set fell silent. You'd think filming had stopped." Bobby, nursing his own meteoric ego, allegedly confronted Costner offset. Costner has never confirmed the story, but in 2024 he admitted on the Armchair Expert podcast that he protected Whitney like family, words that only deepened Bobby's resentment. Jealousy soon spiraled into something far more destructive, a carousel of hotel suites, pill bottles, and tabloid sirens. Bobby's memoir admits he introduced party favors, yet he claims he sobered up first and blames unnamed industry brokers for supplying Whitney when his back was turned. In February 2012, the chaos reached its nadir. Whitney was found face down in a Beverly Hilton bathtub. Coroners ruled accidental drowning, triggered by heart disease and an OD'd mix of cocaine, Xanax, and Benadryl. The official report closed the case, but online conspiracies exploded. Did someone profit from her silence? Was there a final phone call that never made the police log? Fast forward to 2013. Buried in the fine print of a licensing deal, attorneys noticed that remix rights to several late-career Whitney tracks suddenly landed at Bad Boy Entertainment. Industry gossip claimed a 7-figure consultant fee changed hands to expedite clearance of unreleased vocals that have still never surfaced. TikTok lawyer at Contracts Queen posted leaked docket numbers in May 2025, hinting at sealed settlements tying Diddy's corporate entities to Houston Masters. The documents remain locked, but the hashtag Hidden Whitney Tapes now racks up millions of views weekly. Meanwhile, mainstream storytellers kept steering around the controversy. The 2022 biopic I Wanna Dance with Somebody painted a glossy triumph, omitting late career turmoil entirely. Viewers clapped in theaters, but critics moaned, "Where's the grit? Where's the Diddy chapter?" Box office numbers nosedived, and Reddit threads blasted the film for feeling too sanitized. A year later, the documentary Whitney Houston in Focus doubled down on innocence, ending before the Bobby Whitney roller coaster even began. One reviewer said the filmmakers left Act 3 in a vault. Fans rebelled, crowdsourcing Freedom of Information requests to pry open anything related to Diddy's exhibits. Legal nerds predict weeks, maybe months, before a judge decides if sealing orders get lifted. So where does that leave the truth? Was Whitney's downfall purely self-inflicted? One more torch singer unable to outrun her demons? Or did unseen hands tighten every noose? Bobby Brown, aged but unbowed, insists the answer lies in the intersection of ego, envy, and a mogul's relentless hunger for control. The courtroom will keep grinding, podcasts will keep dissecting clues, and somewhere in a locked vault, a voice note may be waiting to crack the story wide open. Until then, one fact rings louder than rumor. Whitney Houston's voice shook arenas, but her silence shakes us even more. The next headline may surface tomorrow or in an unsealed file next year, and when it does, you'll see it first, right here. So subscribe, hit that bell, and circle back to Starbuzz Daily for the freshest twists in this saga, and every story the celebrity machine hopes you'll forget.